Hello, welcome back. Today we're gonna do the coloring and compositing, like I said last time, because I think coloring only would be a bit too boring. So I have already imported this. This is the reference or the character sheet I used the whole time. And so what we gotta do now is go to, well, let me deactivate this real quick first. Let's go to every frame, make them into a folder or to every cell, and make another layer that we call color. And there we color our cells. So I'm gonna just do this with the fill bucket tool. And yeah, I'm just gonna pick the color with the eyedropper tool. And oh yeah, I forgot almost. I need to obviously deactivate all of these templates I have. And the background, I think I already disabled the background. And now we can just color everything in. It will take a bit time, but it is what it is. Wait, here, yeah. We need to make sure to have the color everywhere and no pixels left, no uncolored. And the blanket, I have no color for the blanket, so I'm just, I don't know, let me give it this. Oh wait, let me give the blanket just this. No, I don't like this color. Yeah, just this color. And yeah, now we can go to the next frame and make it into a folder again. And now what I can do is I can just switch between these cells, and I don't have to copy it from the sheet all the time, except for his eye color, because I wasn't visible in the first cell. What did I do? Alright, and here you can see I have made these color separation lines, and what we're gonna do with them is just, you know, basically go on top of them because they're on a separate layer, so this shouldn't be a problem, and get rid of them this way. And now I need his eye color, and then we have every color we need, and I don't need to pick from the reference sheet anymore. Here, oh crap, I'm on the wrong layer. That happens sometimes. So now what color comes there? Like this should be fine, but I'm not 100% sure. Well, now I need to make up another color for his open mouth, and honest, I often have problems with this, you know, I can give his tongue a color, but you know, like the rest, I don't know why, but it always seems off when I guess it's okay. Oh, and we're here, close the line here, that's not that bad, I can just close it. Now, let's say the most annoying thing about this is that I have to, you know, switch between all the cells all the time and then scroll to actually pick the color. But oh yeah, it's alright. I would say that shouldn't take too long. What I could do to see better where I still need to color in is, you know, deactivate this white background paper layer thing, because then, especially like with these bright colors, like here his eye, for example, it's easier to see if the background is transparent. Where's the open gap? Where? Here. I forgot his hand to hold him. No. And just appeared. Alright. Then it's no problem. But this stands over too much. I don't want this. Oh wait, there is also an open gap. Let's just close it then. this is the first time we see his trousers. So I actually need to go back here again because they have a different color than the hoodie. We have a color for his shoes. No, it's not even in the reference sheet. Alright, and I just give them the same color as his trousers. I again colored on the wrong layer. Right, and what I'm gonna do now for the blanket is I just colored in outside of the animation folder, so I don't have to do it the whole time and maybe even forget about it. Alright, and here we are with the last frame or the last cell to color in. Yeah, that went pretty fast actually. Took me only like half an hour to color everything in. And yeah, like I said, I'm also gonna do the compositing today, which means I'm probably gonna finish or will be finished with the animation today, or in this video at least. For me it's not going to be today probably, but yeah, that's nice. Everything colored in. Now let me just take one last look, activate the background again and make it fully visible. And let me just take a look at the whole colored in animation. How does it look? I do think it looks alright. Yeah, it's not the best obviously, but it could be worse. Like in his, face especially. Well, what is this? It's not that consistent, but well, let me fix this really quick, because I think I just need to fix something in the coloring. Just, make his eye just a bit bigger. And that should already do the trick. Yeah, it looks, like I said, it looks alright, definitely. Many things that could be improved. But I'm taking these with me for the next project and try to make it better then, but first let's just finish this project. So what I'm gonna do is export this as an animation, as an image sequence. I know what I could also do that would probably save some storage is only animate all the individual cells, but I'm not gonna do that, because then you also would have to time it out in After Effects, for example, which I'm gonna use for compositing, and that's just, I'm too lazy for that, so I'm just exporting a whole image sequence which already has then obviously the timing I want. So yeah, but you can do both ways depending on what you want to do or how you want to do it. Alright, so now I imported everything, but we need to make sure it's at 24 FPS. And let's just take a look. And I've got something I wanted separated from the background. So let me, I have a few plugins for, especially 2D compositing or anime compositing. The YouTuber Dong Chang, which I talked about last time, he has made a video on compositing, which is basically just what I use as my base for compositing all the time, like all the plugins he talked about I use, and that's it. I have the white I think already, but not this one, so this should now, yes, be, well, wait a minute. So this should now be, yes, like only the cell. I could also have exported it again with no background, but I was too lazy to do that. So let me just rename this in cell, and now I've also imported the background, and let me just rename it into BG. And here we just gonna find the moment here. Oh crap, I forgot something. Wait a minute, I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna duplicate this. I'll have it in a bit. And so now I have cell 2, which is the same length as cell 1, and this is gonna be the BG folder. And now here I'm gonna import the background images, and this should be the right timing. Yes, it is. Right, and now I make another comp, or yes, I make another comp, and I name it combine, because here I'm gonna import both of these on combine. I have a plan. It may not look like, but I do have a plan. And now I'm gonna make another comp, which I call comp, just comp. Nice. And let me open this, and in here I wanna have the composition combine. All right, and one last comp, which is the final, and here I wanna have the comp. So, and this final, oh wait, I'm gonna do the final in a different way. So I just need to know how long is this. Let me just copy this, make a new one, 24 frames, duration this long please, and let's call it a final. And we have 1920 by 1080 pixel. That's exactly what I want. And this is like the final, which I'm gonna render. All right. So I did all this just to have, you know, like full control. So this is, like I said, yeah, where I combine these two, background and cell, and where I'm also gonna wait, what did I do here? Where I'm gonna integrate these two, you know, like here the darkest, middle, and you know, so this is, yeah, no, I just integrate them into it, or integrate the cell layer to the background, so that, you know, the color match a bit in tone, you know, because this looks already way more like he's really inside this room than without. So that's what I'm gonna do here, and this is like the full, where I'm gonna do all of the compositing. And here in the final I'm gonna do only one effect, and that's the OLM smoother, which, wait, you can see is just, you know, giving it like anti-aliasing back to make it hopefully look better. And oh yeah, I have the resolution on half when I'm compositing, so, you know, my PC can manage better. But yeah, that's it's like not that noticeable, but it is something that you, or at least I, want. So I'm gonna do this, and let me take this back to half again. Alright, now what we're gonna do is, or what I wanna do is, you know, I usually start with just, you know, giving it a bit lighting, or, you know, like a few effects, just, you know, like here layer styles, and I think it was inner shadow, yes. And I'm gonna do this for the skin color, and just, you know, like this, which looks not good now, but I'm gonna make it look good, I promise. It's not really visible. Maybe let's make this a bit darker. Now when I put in a multiply, yes, it should work. You know, just like a little gradient for the skin. And I also want an overall gradient ramp, you know, to be to look like the light comes from the side. And I'm gonna put this on soft light, you know, so now it looks a bit like there's a light, or, you know, like the light is coming from one side. And but I also only want everything until or at least the gradient until here, here, because then here we have, you know, it should be different. Oh crap, what happened here? Ah, I see, the color, wait, this is, yeah, here, there's the problem. Now it should be fine. Yes, alright, but like I said, only until here, because here we have a perspective shift, so I want to change things there a bit. But I'm also thinking about giving him like a highlight, you know, or leaving it this way. Let me try it just with the highlight, you know. And for this I actually need again to color pick some of these colors to make it work. But this should work now. Make it look, yeah, like it's on this side. Like this. So now this looks a bit like it's from this one side. Let me try this on 10%, yeah. Yeah, right. And I hear this should work, but it doesn't work really for me. Why doesn't it work? Color dodge, white color. I'm doing something wrong. I don't know what it is. It should work, but it's not working. Why don't I have an... Ah, yeah, that's at least kind of working. And let me get rid of it here. Mask, subtract. Oh crap, no. That's also not what I wanted. And second thought, it's not even visible, so it doesn't matter. But let's just make it just slightly visible. 15%. Oh wait, if I'm doing this here in normal mode, maybe that works better. And here in color dodge, where is it? There? Does this even make a difference? Wait, maybe only if I, you know, reduce the brightness. Not really, but let's just keep it this way. On screen maybe. No. Alright. Like this maybe, you know. But I've also have to, you know, this goes only until here. And I want to do something, at least also for this first bit, about the line art. And I'm gonna do this line art. So because I have, you know, if I'm only this, is everything visible? Oh, it's loading. Yes, you see, I have already a preset for like line art, you know, to make it look a bit different, you know, with a bit more line weight, similar to like how One Piece in Wano, similar to how One Piece in Wano had, you know, the line art look like, you know, it had like very heavy line weight variation, and I like this, so I'm gonna do this as well, but I don't know for the whole thing, or just, you know, maybe for the whole thing, you know, why not? And so now for here, so I think here we're like pretty much, well, there's one thing I could just do, one more thing, and wait a minute, that is make here a stronger, you know, like light source. Let's put it on screen, this should work, and reduce the opacity 25, maybe this works, yeah, why not, but also only until here. Alright, and this gradient is too strong for me, so I'm gonna put it on 50. And now here, deactivate the skin layer. Oh, I want it activated. And here, maybe let's make like for all the things that are only until here, let's make a cut one, you know, so I know, you know, it's a bit more organized. Alright, and then here, let's make another gradient ramp. However, I'm gonna do a radial ramp, you know, so it's a circle basically. And swap colors. Yes, I wanna have it like this. And on soft light, but let's drop the opacity to 25%, so that is there's just, you know, this bit of light, if it makes sense. And I want, think about it, a bit of camera movement, you know, because I can do it since, you know, I made it big enough. So let me, well, first make a keyframe here for the position. And when he's up, is he up? Let's make here another keyframe. And here I want it, you know, a bit down, and let me actually also, well, the position here should be still normal. Yes, and let me make another keyframe for scale until here. And then yes, so here I also wanted to be a bit, you know, scaled in, because now he's like getting up pretty fast, and I want the camera to overshoot a bit. Let me just take a look how it looks. Half. Yeah, not good. But let me just copy this keyframe and let me drag this here. And maybe let me try it if I activate motion blur. But I don't think this looks better. No. Let's deactivate this and make this an. Can I make this an ease out? And maybe I can here make it like this. Well, you know, just turn a bit, not to the side. I don't want it to the side. So no, whoops. 960. Let's keep this here. 960. So it's still here. So it's just that maybe like this. I think I can delete these two back here, but I actually do think this here looks good. And yeah, I'm actually not, I don't know what I still could do. I mean, I could wait, because I have this just filter, you know, pre-composed and saved, so I can always import it. And let me just, you know, take this on top, and scale it up. Oh yeah, I totally forgot to add bloom and that stuff. And yeah, well, this is too strong now, so maybe make it like 25%. I do think I could keep this, and I'm gonna add another thing, glow, because I also have a preset for this one. But obviously also less strong, 25% maybe. Yeah, I think this adds, you know, just a bit of glow that helps to, you know, like bake everything together. And well, we can take a look how it looks before and after, because I have this combine comp and then this composition comp, and we see, you know, it's not like much, but I do think it does look better. And especially like if I, you know, deactivate this, you know, it looks much better. However, oh wait, no, that does not work. I should keep it like this, because you know, I've color picked some of the stuff here, so I shouldn't change the color I picked. And you know, this may be a bad frame to show. And it's also very long. Yeah, but I do think it looks okay. It's not the best compositing in the world, obviously, but I do think it's alright. And now, oh wait, I was about to say now, I think I'm finished and you can see like the final video. However, I forgot that I wanted to add sound effects, but yeah, I'm still doing that in this video. Alright, I'm finishing the video or this animation today. So yeah, let's add some sound effects. Alright, so here we are in Premiere Pro, where I'm gonna do the sound effects, and I just imported the image sequence at 24 FPS. That's right, and so we now could take a look, but there are sound effects missing. and I'm gonna get my sound effects from this website, Sepsplat, because they have a lot of free options, and you have, limited free downloads, but they restore over time. So this is a good place where I can, because they have lots of sound effects, and yeah, that's just where I get my sound effects from whenever I need some for stuff like this. And well, maybe we should take a look and figure out what sound effects we need. So yeah, for this I think, maybe like a gasp for him when he's waking up, and a fabric sound maybe, and then I don't know, another fabric sound maybe when he puts the blanket aside, and maybe like a bat making noise when when he moves, and I would say footsteps when he jumps down. So I hope I don't forget them, because I didn't write them down now. Maybe by yawn we'll find some good sounds. I don't think so, because that's, well, really yawing, and I need more like a gasp. Oh, I could use here this bit. This bit I could maybe use. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this. Where was it? This here? I think I wrote this. Yeah, it was this. So I will cut away the last part, and let's... Oh wait, I have to log in. And then download this MP3, because for a wave you have to pay. But that's no problem, is it? So there we have this. Then next is fabric sound. Maybe on the clothes we find something we could use. And then like I said, for the bed, when the bed is a bit old and you move inside that, it makes some noise, and I don't know how it's called, but I think know, or at least will know what I mean if I find a fitting sound. Alright, but let's first look for the fabric sound. Alright, that's not what I'm searching. Yeah, this could be... I do like this sound. Or maybe this. I think this is better, because it's a bit more, toned down. Yeah, I think I'm gonna download this one. And I think that's it for this sound. For the fabric now, the bedroom sound effects, just like something like this. Let's use this sound. Well, I would say let's just go with these 4 I downloaded, no, 3 I downloaded, and then if we need some more, we could just go back and download some more, maybe a bit earlier, like this. Yes, well, it's way too loud now, but I'm gonna fix that I would say afterwards, when I imported all of the sound effects. And oh, I forgot the step. So let me I think I can search. If I just type in step. That's not what I was searching for. Yeah, like this maybe, but dinosaur. Maybe let's download this one. Which one was this? 29, and this one, if I can download one more. Nope, alright. That's the limit for downloads, but I could in like 52 minutes go back and download the next one, but this should be enough. I just wanted one more sound so that there's a bit of variation, because what I'm planning on do is have this one, and then like I wanted a different sound, but we'll do and have it a bit delayed, but I can do the same with just a duplicate of the sound. Start a bit too early. Yeah, I'm not really good at sound effects, as you probably can hear, but I would say it gets the job done. And now we have to figure out like the volume, because this is way too loud. So maybe make it like -15, and this is also way too loud. -10 maybe. I would say this sound actually is good from the volume, and well, these two are both too loud. Maybe let's make like -5, and this is maybe a bit too loud. Make it also -5. Yeah, I would say this is good enough, but I don't know, something is missing. Wait, let me search for something. So I've got this ambient apartment sound. Maybe this is the thing that's missing. I still think this is too loud. Maybe make it also -15, and the ambient is too loud as well. I'm gonna try -10 there. It's okay. I think this is too loud and too slow, so I'm gonna make this a bit faster, but keep the same wrong one. Here, this one. Keep the same like tone, height, pitch, the same pitch. That's the right word. And then maybe I can push it back just a little bit. Yeah, I would say this is okay as it is now. And yeah, I can't, like I said, I'm not really very good at sound effects. But yeah, it gets the job done, I would say. So now I'm actually finished with this whole animation. And yeah, I'm gonna think about something what I can do next time. Like I said, I have an idea. I think I said it in the last video, so I have an idea where I look like, you know, where I try to study the work of like good animators or big popular, you know, animators, and try to replicate or to try to animate a cut in their style. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna try this. I don't know yet, but I figure something out. Thank you all for watching, and yeah, until next time. And now, please enjoy the final little, how long is it? Not even 5 seconds of animation. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Until next time.